Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Undead Unluck episode number 22 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, Foucault went back in Andy's past. He went inside Andy's memories and met Andy, who obviously wasn't named Andy at that point because Foucault's the one who gave him the name Andy. So he went and met him and kind of went along with his journey, his story. Obviously, Andy at that point has forgotten everything, didn't have his previous memories. He has sealed his memories. So, we didn't get to know much about Victor, but we got to know a lot about Andy. So we meet Andy and Foucault joins on his journey. Andy was very different from the way he is now, but throughout the journey, little by little, he started opening up. And in the end, Foucault said that, like, come at this date over here in Shinjuku Station, we'll meet there. Which kind of made us realize that this is a type of story where if you go back in time, you might influence the past, which might lead to the future that we have already went through. So basically, meeting Foucault was something that was pre-orchestrated by Foucault herself. She was the one who went back in time and told Andy where to meet her. So it's kind of interesting to see the future Foucault influenced her past, basically. And it's very, very interesting, like turn of events as we got to see. So yeah, and now we are back to the time when I think we're going to meet Victor. So let's see what happens today in this episode number 22. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here, sync to whichever is a preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Yep. Wait, is this? It's him. We saw him in Victor's past. That's Apocalypse? Why does he look so different, Victor? Wait, is this? Is this Julius? What the hell? That's Julius, isn't it? With short hair? Okay, I wasn't expecting this to be actually Julius. Oh, yep, that is Julius. She's sealed. Okay, interesting. Okay. Wait, what? Okay, wow. All right. Now, in the flashback we saw, that flashback in which episode it was, I don't remember, but that episode where we were getting like a flashback of the events that has happened. We saw Jewish with short hair, and I thought it was a different character, like some other character from Victor's past. In no way did I I like here after seeing the short haired Jewess, I wasn't also able to recognize her. But when I saw her dress, I was like, oh, this is the same dress that Jewess wears. So is that Jewess? Which would make sense because Jewess and Victor are the only one who can keep living, even though like somehow both of them, like even after Ragnarok, they're also able to keep living. So it would make sense that her to be the most connected with Victor. So it, yeah, okay, interesting. Hmm. All right. So what do we do here? Oh, what the hell? Where did he pop up from? Wait, he realizes that. Oh, I guess it makes sense because Victor is like a more suppressed part of Andy, so that's why he knows what's going on. Right, bruh. You'll warp to the next chapter of my memories. Oh, is that how he plans to throw her out? Number 2020. Yeah, so that's how he plans to drive her out of. Hmm. His psyche weakens, I guess. Oh, damn. Oh, right. Wait, so he has been doing this continuously. Yep. Oh my god. How long has he been? How long is he killing her? Oh, there she is. Wow, so she has literally killed her so many times that, yeah, from 20 up until 2020. Wait, you killed the wrong person. What the hell? He he killed the original Foucault in. Okay. This Foucault's here. Wait, oh my god, Andy will come here. Oh my god, I just realized why in the opening song freaking Andy fights Victor because of this. Because of this. Now Andy's going to come here. This is Shinjuku 2020. And the original Foucault's dead here, so this Foucault's here. Hey yo, that's the full extent of his ability. Oh my god. And here's the thing. No, Andy's here. I feel like Andy already saved Foucault. Andy knows that Foucault would be here because Foucault Foucault told Andy. Oh, there she is. There he is. Okay. Right. Oh yeah, the unlock. Wait, then what about the Foucault in Andy's memory, the one who he killed? This is crazy. Like it makes so much sense why Victor and Andy, both of them are here. That girl isn't a resident of the. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Damn. Bruh. What? Yo. Repairing his called up. Wow, that is crazy. I see. Oh! Hey, that's cool. Oh, wow. Bring blood from his joints. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I think I'll talk about this later in the discussion section. I think I was a bit wrong about one thing. Oh, wow. All these names. 140 years time. Okay. I think that's what he wants. Hmm. Well, she did say that. Yeah. Like the meteors are going to drop down anytime. Oh, oh. Okay. Wait, what's he doing with the fingers? No. What's he doing? Oh, is that the unlock? Yeah, it's unlucky finger, whatever you call it, like fingers filled with unluck. Because yeah, it's filled up his fingers with unluck. I don't know how he did that, but you know. Yeah, how did he? Bro. Okay. An ability to think means death. Okay. Oh, because you know. Oh, wow. Because his way of thinking about what death is changed. Foucault changed that. As he said, up until now, I thought that the brain is required, but yeah. So he's become more flexible in his way of regeneration. Interesting. Like his perception changed, so his way of. Right. So I'm guessing he can regenerate from anything? Yeah. Anywhere or anything. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, it's true. The way you perceive. Oh. God damn, the whole plane. Okay. That's Victor, isn't it? Oh, that's the fourth. We can seal him. Yeah, I was going to say, you can seal him in a box or whatever. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. Oh my god, you broke the sensor. Right. That's what you asked the first thing. Oh, wait, Andy hasn't still met her. Yeah, that was Julius. Well, Julius did kind of tell us a little bit about it. Yeah, that's the question. Why did he seal his memories? Like, why was it required? Hmm. Okay. Oh, okay. Damn. Right. And that's what she has been doing, repeating the whole thing over and over again. But then why did she seal her his memories? Oh, I'm guessing Victor probably tried to change. Yeah, to I guess save her, yeah. Is that why Juice sealed his memories? Sign of evolution. You learned that. Oh, interesting. We can, yeah, do that. Like, as she said, it's become personalized. Her unlock. If she can do that, control it properly. Yeah, what happened? Why did she seal his memories? Um, I can understand that, but I still need my backstory. Okay, we can ask Juice about it. Oh yeah, counterpart. Bruh. Oh, vanished. No. Did they? Yeah, they vanished. Oh, he vanished. She vanished. Oh, the book is over. Interesting. So his memories coincide is going to coincide with him. That is why it doesn't matter if the Foucault in his memories is dead. This Foucault is here, and this Andy. Okay, it's a bit complicated. Oh, that's it. I'll talk about it after this in the discussion section. I need to figure a few things out because so they kind of fused, or like this Andy is a But the thing, I do wonder why Juice sealed him. Like, as Victor said, like, I wanted to kill her because she wouldn't stop. Like, she would keep, like, repeating the same thing over and over. And Victor couldn't continue seeing her suffer, so he decided to kill her. But she sealed his memories. Why? Is it because of that? Did she think that sealing Victor's memories might bring a change in him, which might work for the better? Is that what she thought? Because I remember Juice said something um, like when Victor and Juice met, not met, but when they were fighting in the very first few episodes, when we saw them fight, I remember Victor said something like, "Oh, Juice," like kind of greeted her, and Juice and said something like, I don't remember the exact words, but Juice said something like, "Oh, like you changed your way of." Okay, that is it. Yeah, Juice said something like, "You changed. That is why I decided to see," or something like that. She said. So my guess is that she decided to seize Victor's memories because she wanted to bring a change in Victor and see if the new version, that is Andy, is able to do the thing that they weren't able to do. Or I don't know, like maybe something like that. I'm not really sure. Um, right. Anyways, but yeah, like Victor did say that if you want more, like just ask her. So I'm hoping that we might get some answers from Juice if we ask her. Okay. Wow, this was an interesting episode. So here's the thing. The first thing is that like we now know why in the opening song Victor and Andy is fighting. Like because it's kind of weird. Like when I saw the opening, I was like, oh, what? How is this possible? Like Victor and Andy is literally the same person. How can they fight amongst each other? But it kind of makes sense now that I've watched this episode. So basically, this was literally inside their memories. Like both the versions, that is Andy and Victor, both the versions of his personality were fighting. And it kind of makes sense, you know, like, yeah. Okay, so here's another thing. Like, we need to remember this isn't really time travel or time leaping. Like, this is the thing that I feel like I was mixing up. Like, this is actually happening in the memories. So it's not really like the things that are happening are actually happening or it has actually happened. It's just that it is happening inside the memories. So in the previous episode, I kind of came to the conclusion that, oh, this is like a type of time leaping where basically, even though it's in the memories, she went back and told Andy that, oh, Shinjuku Station, this day, this date, meet me there. She said that, and that is why Andy ended up going there. So that's what I was thinking. But no, then this brings in another question. The original Andy, why was he there at that time in Shinjuku Station? Because it's pretty obvious from this episode that this is solely happening inside the memories. Like it's a bit. That's what I'm trying to say here, because everything that happened in today's episode was happening in the memories. So the fact that we saw Juice coming in, not Juice, sorry, Victor coming in and killing the original Foucault of Andy's memories, the Foucault who was walking, who was going to jump, Victor killed her. We saw that. So that thing and Andy coming here, having the memories of what Foucault told him, that these two things happening kind of contradicts what happened originally in the real world. In the real world, Foucault was still alive. Victor didn't come and kill her. Those things didn't happen. So that kind of, proves that this isn't really time leaping or anything like that. This is solely happening inside the memories. So it's basically like, just in a simple way, if you think about it, this is basically like you're living your life. I'm bringing like in an example, like a very simple example. Let's say that you're living your life and it's your, I don't know, like maybe like your 20th birthday, and in your 20th birthday, one of your friends brought a video camera and he taped the whole thing, the whole of your birthday. He taped it from the beginning to the end, and he kept it. And then you live your life normally after 5 years, 25 25 years age you are, and you open the videotape and play it, and you somehow go transport inside that videotape, and what has been taped, you start changing stuff inside that. Now that would mean that the original happenings that has happened, nothing changed there. That's why I'm saying this isn't really time leaping, because the original happenings that have happened, that hasn't changed. What we're doing is we are going inside the memories and changing the memories. So whatever has happened, it has still happened. Nothing has altered there. which is altering the memories. That's why I brought up the videotape example. It's like someone taped that whole thing, and you, after 5 years, decided to open the tape and go inside of it and change stuff over there, and then you come back out of the tape, So yeah, your memories changed, everything else changed, but what happened originally is still unchanged. This is what that's happening here, But if I apply this theory here, if that's what actually happened, one question is still bothering me. Why was Andy, like the original Andy, so happy from the very beginning of meeting Foucault? Because if we know, we have seen this, and we have seen that Andy was very gloomy. But meeting Foucault in his past, or the memory, that whole thing that happened, made him change. And Foucault's the one who told him to go to Shinjuku Station. So that brings up that question. Number one, why was he so happy from the very beginning if the original happenings were not altered? That's number one. And number two is, why did Andy go to Shinjuku Station on that thing? Now, I also have another theory for that. Like, not a theory, but I think it's a possibility that this is actually what happened. So here's the thing. I've changed my mind from the previous episode. The previous episode, I thought that because Andy went into the memories and changed the past, that is why the past was changed, and Andy decided to come to the Shinjuku Station. That's what I thought. In today's episode, I've changed my mind completely. I think all that has happened has been unchanged, and what changed is that just in the memories, Foucault went in and changed Andy inside his memories. So all that has transpired up until now, that is still unchanged. Like when Foucault met Andy in Shinjuku Station, Andy and Foucault met for the first time. That's the first time they met, And Andy's original personality, that very happy personality, that was also Andy's personality, But if that's the case, then like I said, it brings out two big questions. Number one, how did Andy know that Foucault would be in Shinjuku Station? And number two, why is Andy so happy from the very beginning? Because as we saw in his past, Andy was very gloomy. So that's why I'm saying I think this is what I think might have happened. First thing, meeting Foucault in Shinjuku Station was a complete coincidence. It's just that inside the memories, Foucault told Andy to go there. So what has actually happened in the real world, that is still a random coincidence. But what happened in the memories, that was ordained, and Foucault told Andy to go there. That's why Andy went there. That's number one. And the second thing, why is Andy so happy when he met Foucault in the real world, while in the memories, as we see when we go back, Andy was very gloomy and Foucault was the one who changed Andy? The reason behind that, I think, is probably Gina, or I think it is, because I do remember in one of the previous, Gina, or maybe something else, what I think is probably Gina, because I remember that flashback where Andy was captured. We still saw that Andy was very happy then as well. He had a very outgoing personality. Maybe like coming in contact with Gina or some other people made him changed his way of thinking, and he wasn't really as gloomy as he was before. So in the memories, Foucault was the reason behind his change. However, in reality, what has happened up until now, obviously Foucault wasn't there, so Foucault wasn't the reason, and this is not time leaping or time traveling, so whatever happened in the memories has not affected the past. These two are completely independent things. So the reason why Andy was so outgoing from the very beginning probably becomes because of some other factors, like maybe Gina, maybe someone else, they changed his outlook on life. Another reason why I think this is what's happening is because one of the biggest hints which make us understand how Andy was able to change, or when Andy was able to change, is that, as he said, up until then he thought brain is where everything, where people die. If the brain goes, you're dead. That is why he used to regenerate from the brain. But now, after Foucault changed his outlook on life, he can literally regenerate from anywhere. That's what he said. So if we go back in past and try to remember up until now, even when Andy met Foucault every single time, Andy used to regenerate from the brain. The brain used to be intact. So his outlook of life was still the same, which proves that whatever happened in the memories, that didn't influence the past. So literally, this isn't time leaping or time traveling. It's just what happened in the memories is all only changed. This that happened in the memories is completely independent from what happened before. So now from here onwards, yes, Andy's outlook on life has changed, so he will be able to regenerate from anywhere. But up until now, he still regenerated from the brain. So that would mean that his outlook on life was still the same. But Foucault, when he went back in Andy's memories and told him that is how he was able to unlock his power. That is what I think. So there you go. Yeah, I've completely changed my mind. Like the previous episode, yeah, I thought this was going to influence the past and that's why this is happening. No, in today's episode, after watching today's episode, I've realized this memory, this thing that we did here, this Foucault went back in memories, this is completely independent to what has happened before. These two are completely independent. This doesn't influence that. Yeah, this is going to influence what's going to come in the future, but this is not going to influence our past, which is obvious. It makes sense. Why would something that we do now inside the memories, why would that influence the past? It makes no sense. Like I said, this isn't time travel or time leaping. This is just going inside his memories and fixing his memories. So yeah, that is a very interesting thing, because these two episodes, or these couple of few episodes, these 3 episodes, like gave us, or at least gave me, a false impression of this being actually time traveling or time leaping. But now after watching this episode, I am 100% convinced that was just an illusion. This is not time traveling or time leaping. So whatever we're going to do is not going to influence the past. Whatever we're going to do now is going to influence the future. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. That is why I'm pretty sure now that Foucault has come out, from here onwards, Andy will be able to regenerate from anywhere, which would mean that, yeah, his outlook on life has changed. And how did that change? Because Foucault went back in his memories and changed his inner thoughts and his intrinsic way. Yeah, so okay, another very easy way to understand this is that okay, so Andy was born, he sealed his memories, so Andy was born. I don't know what happened then, because obviously the version of past we have seen is where Foucault goes and interferes. So I don't know exactly what happened in reality, because obviously Foucault wasn't present there. So I do wonder what happened with those guys, Josh and those other two, Sanders and all of them, because I'm pretty sure they got killed there, and Foucault wasn't there, but I'm pretty sure they still got killed. Andy wasn't killed. Andy probably went and killed them and did the same thing, told that person to pour wine, all that, The another difference that probably happened in reality is that since Foucault wasn't there, Andy probably journeyed alone instead of with Foucault and fought a lot of people, lost a lot of people. And, his outlook on life was that, everything starts in the brain, everything ends in the brain, people die when your brain is destroyed. That was his outlook on life. But in the memories, as we saw, Foucault went there and changed his outlook on life there. But in reality, that didn't happen. He still had that outlook because Foucault wasn't there with him. And somehow, I'm pretty sure his gloomy personality, little by little, changed because of some reason. I'm not exactly sure what reason exactly, but for some reason. And, I thought maybe Gina, maybe not Gina, because, when Gina captured him, I do remember that Andy was already smiling. He already had a big smile on his face and he was like, I'm going to run away from here. So his gloomy personality probably changed because of some other reason, which we still don't know. However, in the memories, Foucault was the one who changed it, but I'm pretty sure some other reason why his gloomy personality changed. But one thing didn't change, that is his outlook on life. He still thought that when your brain is gone, you're dead, which is obviously different from Foucault's outlook on life. So that's what happened. And then in Shinjuku Station, he probably just randomly wandered in here, and saw Foucault. saved Foucault, and this is where everything started. So after saving Foucault, all of these things happened. All of these things happened. Now fast forward to the present. Foucault goes back to Andy's past, and not past, sorry, I'm always telling past, this is what is making it confusing. Foucault doesn't go back to Andy's past, but Foucault goes back to Andy's memories of his past. That's the proper way to say it. She doesn't go back to his past. He goes back to his memories of his past. So he goes to inside his memories, back to his past, and alters his memories and changes his way of thinking. He interferes with Andy's memories of his past, and helps him out over there, changes his outlook on life, makes him realize that it is the soul where like memories are what makes people. If you forget someone, then only they'll die. It doesn't matter if the brain is there or not. So since he's able to change his outlook on life, inside the memory, Andy comes in and saves Foucault, and then now that this Andy is a changed version of Andy, now that Foucault has come out of Andy's memories, Andy, when he's going to wake up, his memories is an altered version of himself with the new outlook on life. So that will merge together with his original body, and he'll become this new version of Andy who has this new power of regenerating from anywhere. Yes, okay, it is crystal clear to me now. I was still kind of like a little bit thinking about this, and I was thinking, how is this working? Because this is all happening in the memories. So the fact that Victor went and killed the Foucault in Andy's memories, it doesn't matter, because this is only happening in the memories. In reality, Foucault's still alive. So right, yes, if Victor was able to kill this Foucault as well, then Foucault's memory would have been gone, and as Foucault said, when someone's memory gets extinguished, they die. So then only Foucault would have died. But this Foucault is still alive. Andy was able to save her. Victor killed the other Foucault, but this Foucault is still there. So this Foucault's memories are still inside of Andy. So Foucault is still alive. Like kind of like that. I can understand. Okay, yeah, it's crystal clear to me now. So yeah, the big misconception that I had, I thought this was time traveling or time leaping. It isn't. What has happened has already happened. What we're doing is going to the memories and changing the memories so that the new Andy that is that we get to see from here onwards is a changed version of Andy. What we changed wasn't Andy's past. What we changed was Andy's memories of his past, which is very different from altering someone's past. We're altering the memories of his past. That's what it is. All right. Yeah, I can understand it now very clearly. All right, there you go. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. And I think this would make a lot of sense, because a lot of the questions I had gets automatically answered if I think about it like this. Okay, so there you go. That's that. Now another thing is this thing that has still not been answered, but I'm sure we will get to know, is why did Juice steal Andy's memories? Or not Andy's, sorry, Victor's memories. I'm pretty sure we'll get to know. I'm sure Foucault will go and ask Juice, just like Victor said that go and ask Juice. So yeah, there you go. Right. Was there anything else that I needed to talk about here? Let me see. No, that was it. That was the main thing that I needed to discuss. Yeah, and obviously one of the biggest surprises, I wasn't expecting that to be Juice, because I do remember in Apocalypse's flashback, the flashback that he showed us, there was that one particular scene. I think I even commented on it. I was like, oh, here we can see Victor, and there's another white-haired guy, in front of him. I was like, I wonder who that is. Maybe some Victor's previous past comrades. And now in today's episode, I'm like, oh, that's literally Juice. I didn't recognize her with her short hair, Yeah, but I looked at her dress and I'm like, wait a minute, this dress looks familiar. And then I realized that she's also here holding that helmet, and I'm like, oh, that's Juice. Right. Okay. And her voice was also very different. Like, not very different, but at least a little bit different. That's why I wasn't able to catch it immediately. Like, and in the end I was like, oh, this is Jewish, this isn't just anyone, it's Jewish, just with short hair. And yeah, and it's kind of interesting because I think her long hair probably indicates the way she has been looping. Like, we have to remember that Juice actually isn't dying. Obviously Victor isn't dying either, but Juice is going into the arc and she's repeating, looping that time. So I think that is exactly why she probably never cut her hair, and that's why from that short hair her hair kept growing, 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 growing until now it's so long, which kind of indicates the amount of times she has looped or something like that, maybe. I don't know. Right. Mm. And yeah, there we have it. So there you go. Now we have a stronger Andy. Now that his outlook on life has changed and he has fought against Victor. Oh, another thing, I need to think about it. The reason why Victor decided to stop trying to kill Andy. He said something like Foucault's unluck has become more personalized. Where is that part? I need to read that part. I need to understand that part properly. Where is it? Okay. Okay, I need to learn more about you, Victor. Okay. Victor comes out. Okay. Mm, okay, Apocalypse showed you what. Okay. Where is that part? Okay. Victor comments on how Foucault is a lot like Jewish. She wanted to stop. He wanted to stop Jewish. That's why he decided to kill her. Okay. She's a fool. She's not immortal. That's why I decided to kill her. I've changed my mind. Here we go. This part. The last stroke of unluck you both unleashed. That was a sign of evolution. You learned that a death wasn't my unluck and ended up summoning a capture. Wow, okay, I just realized. I wasn't able to, since I was reacting to this part, I wasn't able to properly concentrate on what he was saying. Oh, okay. That is so interesting. I just realized the the deep, like, the meaning behind this statement. So Victor is saying, you have realized that my unluck is something different from other people's unluck. So, okay, it actually makes so much sense how we might actually be able to kill God, because up until now, Foucault's unluck was more of like a universal version of unluck, that, oh, for someone, what can be considered unluck? Oh, if someone trips and falls, if someone, I don't know, like gets hit in the head, if someone dies, that is considered unlucky, something like that. But it wasn't a personalized version, it was just a universal version of unluck that she used to do. But this time, the unluck that she triggered was actually a personalized version of unluck. So it's going to depend on the person who she's going to use the unluck against. If you use the unluck against Victor, or in this case it's Andy, because Andy triggered the unluck. Since Andy cannot die, the unluck for him is a capture tool. That is his unluck, because killing him won't really matter. It's just going to, like, it's just going to regenerate. So the universal version of unluck for Andy isn't something that is suited for him. For him, it is a capture tool or something along those lines. So that's why she summoned a capture tool. So, like, just imagine, like, someone, for example, like, let me take an example here. A very rich person has a lot of money, and a person who's like a very normal person, doesn't have that much money, is like in the average, is in the average, like, economic condition. The person with average economic condition, if he suddenly loses a lot of money, that is considered unlucky for him. But if the rich guy, who's like a billionaire probably, if he loses a lot of money, he'd be like, it's fine, I can just make back the money, no problem, I have a lot of money to spend. So that unluck isn't really unluck for him. Yes, unluck for him, might be something different, like like maybe like something that he doesn't like, or like something personalized to him. So universal version of unluck, and if Foucault used to trigger up until now, from here onward it'll be personalized. So a rich person, no unluck related to money will probably get triggered. Something else will probably get triggered. So it'll be personalized version. For Victor, it wasn't death, but it was just like a capture tool. So that would mean for God, it would be something that is considered unlucky for God. That is going to get triggered. So that is huge. Can you even imagine what that means? That means we might actually be able to do something to God. Up until now, if Foucault's unluck triggered just a universal version of unluck, like death or something like that, even if that gets triggered, for God is literally nothing. He'll just like shake it off. But since it is more personalized version now, something that is considered unlucky even for God might get triggered, which shows how broken Foucault's ability is. She can literally kill a god like that. That is how her, if it is possible for her to do that. Like I just realized the big deeper meaning behind it. I wasn't able to concentrate on this part since I was reacting to this. Now I understand that I'm reading this part again. Wow, that is huge. So not only did Andy get his new version of like self, he got his new way of outlook on life. Now he can literally regenerate from anything. That is big. However, this is even bigger. Like Foucault's change in power, where now she triggered a personalized version of unluck, is even bigger. Like this makes me like us think, at least made Victor think that we might be able to do something to God this time, because this is something crazy. Right. Previously, your unluck only dealt physical damage. There you go. You transform into personalized unluck for the target. No doubt, journeying with my counterpart yielded a better understanding of your target. Yeah, but there is one thing we have to do, as he says, we have to research and figure out about God. So here, this is why Foucault needs to actually like the person or know more about the person to properly trigger an unluck. Now that also kind of makes sense. The more you know about someone, the more you will be able to know what is unlucky or what is lucky for them. So more, and again, Foucault got to know about Andy. She, her version, her power kind of evolved into realizing that, oh, death for him isn't anything, so it must be something else. And this also kind of explains why the amount of affection you have for the other person, it kind of affects the amount of unluck you trigger. For someone who's literally a stranger, since you don't know much about them, the unluck that will get triggered is very meager, very little. Like, oh, a bird came and pooped on your head, something like that, or oh, I just hit my leg, that kind of thing, because you barely know that person. You don't know what that person likes, what that person is, what is considered unlucky or lucky for them. That is why the best version of unluck doesn't get triggered. For Andy, since she has spent so much time with him, she knows Andy a lot now, and that is why her unluck for Andy at least has evolved and turned into something that is more of a personalized version of it, because she now knows Andy way better. So to actually deal damage to God and defeat him, we need to know more about God, and Foucault needs to have a better understanding of God. That is one thing that we have to do. We have to research about him and get to know more about him. Then, it's done. We can actually do something that might be able to stop God. But we do have to know more about him. And I feel like this might actually be very difficult, because obviously this is literally God we're talking about. So knowing more about God and researching more about God will be a pretty big deal, thing. And, properly understanding God and actually figuring out what might be considered unlucky for God is a big thing we need to do. And it's going to take a lot of time. But still, we now at least have a way of, at least we now know how we might be able to defeat God. That is huge in itself, So there you go. And that is where this, and this happened. All right, like, yeah, I talked about everything that I wanted to discuss about the main portions that I wanted to check out. Now let me just go through this whole episode, like talk about this scene by scene. Let's see if I missed something. Okay. So the first part, we get to see Fuko is in Washington DC, and here we get to see Juice and Andy talking. Okay, so Juice says something like I didn't realize that was Juice at the beginning because her hair was short. So she says, "Hey Victor, so do you believe in reincarnation?" Victor's like, "What?" And she says, "Your soul lives for a long time, and you get reborn into a body when you die." While Victor's like, "I don't believe it. Never believed in souls to begin with," which kind of makes sense, obviously, because we know he used to think that like everything starts from the brain. If the brain is gone, it's over. But Foucault changed his outlook as we got to see that. And here you can see Juice kind of says something very similar to Foucault, and that is why Victor also kind of mentioned later that you remind me of Juice, like when she was young, and you remind me back in the days how we used to look at life and how Juice used to like talk about it. So yeah, you remind us of our older versions, our younger versions. Right. She says, "I don't believe in souls. People live because blood pumped to their brain." Juice is like, "Why not? Come on, believe. It's way better than before that. Why?" Because because I'd get to see you again after I die. Don't you fret. Even if I do die one day and wind up in a new body, I swear I'll never forget you. And here you can see the next scene. We can see Jules puts that thing in Andy's head. Sorry, Victor's head, and seals his memories. Yeah, we still don't know why he did that, she did that, but we'll get to know. But here we can see Victor's like his version of personality has come here, and he's like now in Washington DC. And it kind of makes sense because even since this is Andy's memories, that is the reason why Victor is here, and Victor was able to take a form here because this is literally inside the memories. So, and we also need to understand that Victor is sealed, so he can take a form here a lot better because he's kind of sealed here, and yeah, he cannot come out. So him taking a form and traveling through his memories makes a lot of sense. So yeah, Foucault's here, and Victor comes in here, and Victor is like, "I'm going to kill you here, and as soon as I kill you here, you're going to jump to the next chapter. I'm going to go there, kill you there as well. You jump to the next chapter like this. I'm going to keep killing you up until 2020. I'll kill you there, and then you'll die. Your soul will disperse. Your memory will be gone. And you'll really be dead." And that it kind of makes sense because as we know, as Foucault had said, when your memory is gone, you're truly dead. When nobody remembers you. So if he's able to take out her soul, that is here, like as we know, like Unknown extracted her soul and put it in side the memories. If he's able to drive out the soul from here, she'll truly be dead. So that was Victor's goal. So they don't really show us, but it's pretty obvious as we saw. He killed Foucault here, and every single chapter that she went, I'm guessing she probably jumped every year. Like you will walk to the next chapter of my memories. Yeah, every single chapter, Victor killed her. So we see here, they don't show us that exactly, but we get to see like multiple like sound effects, as if like someone is shooting someone, and there's like ripples. You see this part? Yeah, multiple ripples, at least 5 to 6 ripples, like, or more than that. And fast forward, we're in 2020, so literally every single chapter Victor has been killing her. Now here, however, Victor comes in and kills the original Foucault in Andy's memories. As we see, the original Andy Foucault walking, trying to cross the road, Victor comes and kills her. which probably gives this Fuko a little bit of time to actually run. And she takes this opportunity to just rush off and goes on top of the bridge, because obviously she knows Andy will be coming here. So she comes here and screams for Andy. However, Victor comes and just chops off the whole place, destroys the building. But thank God Andy was here and was able to save Fuko. So this Fuko isn't dead. Obviously, this Andy is the different version of Andy, because Fuko has changed the Andy in his memories. So this Andy is the Andy that thinks, has a different outlook on life, who thinks about the soul, who knows that it starts with the soul and ends with the soul. It's not in the brain, but the soul. So this is the changed Andy, the Andy who has like this upgraded power. So Fuko comes in and Fuko clings to Andy, and Andy's like, keep riding on my back. I'm going to fight Victor now. So yeah, and Andy literally says here that I have changed. I've known myself a lot more now that Fuko came and changed my outlook on life. And yeah, I'm going to fight you and I'm going to win this time. So we can see a lot of things has differed here, as Victor comments that Andy has changed the way he transports from one place to another. Up until now, he used to just cut off his legs and use that thing. But now he's doing it in a different way. As we say, he calls it repair glide. And Victor kind of says he's moving by accelerating through repairing his coiled up legs. That's what he's doing this time. So it's a lot more smoother than the other one. And then also, Victor's meeting that girl has changed him a lot. Then they start fighting. He did make blades of blood, and starts attacking each other. And then Andy's like, oh, Fuko, move a little bit away from here. Right, so and Fuko goes and kisses him on the cheek and rushes away. And you can see Andy this time cuts off his fingers, uses them to go and kind of move around Victor, and the fingers goes and touches Victor. At first Victor's like, what the hell, it's not going to do anything. But we see each finger is kind of imbued with the unluck. So every finger is somehow triggering unluck somehow. The first finger that came and touched him, a gas pipe was there, it just blasted off and attacked affected Victor, almost burned one part of his face. Yeah. So yeah, it's just the fingers are imbued with the unluck. I loaded my soul into my fingers. And he tells it in a weird way, but it kind of makes sense, because as we saw and as we know now, this Andy is a lot different. For him, he knows that everything starts from the soul. It's not the brain. So up until now, he was able to only think of his brain and his own body was the trigger point of the unluck. But since now that he thinks of the whole body as himself and as his soul, any part of his body can contain his soul. That's how he can imagine it, and that's how he's able to trigger the unluck through any part of his body, be it his fingers, maybe even his hair. Who knows? I don't know, maybe in the future we'll see him suddenly start tearing off his hair and throwing it towards the enemies. And each of his hair strand will have some kind of unluck to it. I don't know, I can see that happening. But now he knows, his outlook has changed. So it's a lot different. The unluck doesn't really hit his body. It can hit literally anywhere that contains his body, be it his finger, be it something else. Right. Yeah, and it explains it. I used to think that your main thing was your brain, and ability to think meant you were dead. But now I have changed. Foucault changed me. Right, when I met Fuko and journeyed with her, I learned to stop letting logic dictate my life. It doesn't matter how my body gets destroyed, I can come back from anywhere, and any part of my body contains my soul. And he says it only matters at the end, it matters on how we perceive the rules. Which is kind of interesting, because that kind of makes sense, especially since it's your own body. you can literally make rules for yourself. If you believe in something truly, that will happen. Okay. And then finally, like the final unluck was that plane comes and crashed into him. And yeah, Victor's head just drops, you know. And Andy's like, right, we defeated him, but he can just pop back out. So what now? At which, as soon as he says that, that ball comes down, that container. So here we go. Wait, does that mean, is this the plane that those guys were using? Because this was the day, was it this day or it was some other day? It was this day, wasn't it? 2020. This was the exact day when those guys who captured Andy in that box came and captured Foucault. No, yeah, it was this day. No, not captured Foucault, sorry. They came and was trying to kill Andy and Foucault, if you remember, and they used this ball. So were they supposedly inside this plane? And this plane came and crashed. That is why they probably had this container with them, which dropped down. Maybe, because this was exactly that day when this happened. So yeah, that box comes and drops down, and this is where we get to see Foucault's new version of power, personalized unluck. It depends on who the person is. It's going to depend on luck. That's going to get triggered. It's going to depend on that. Since this is Victor slash Andy, their unluck isn't physical damage or death. It's something like this. So that's why this got triggered. And you can see, yeah, since Victor was biting Andy's finger, that is why that unluck dropped on him. And yeah, we captured Victor, and Foucault was like, I want to talk to Victor, and I want to know more. Victor comes out obviously naked, but Foucault just punches him. Right, either way, Foucault says like, oh, what relationship do you and Jules have? Can you tell me? And Victor tells them about what has happened and how Foucault and Andy reminds him of Jules and him, previously how they were. And yeah, he says that at first everything was going smoothly. We were completing the quests and everything worked smoothly, but then I soon realized we couldn't win. God every single time destroyed us, and it was over. So I thought that it's time to give up. However, Jules wouldn't give up. So I wasn't able to keep seeing her suffer every single time. She's not really dying, she's just continuing the loop. And I couldn't see her suffering. So I have decided to kill her. Because I don't want to see her suffering anymore. And he says like she won't give up until she dies, just like you right now. And he says like, but now I've changed my mind. After seeing you two guys and after seeing that Foucault's version of unluck has changed, it has become a more personalized version, I think you might be able to defeat God. But you do need to know more about God and research about him. Because you need to know more about him for your unluck to properly trigger. So there you go. Okay. He also says something like, consciously control your unluck, which will be so like broken if you can do that. If Foucault can actually consciously control her unluck, that'll be actually crazy, because she might actually be able to like control, like if someone like who she doesn't want unluck to trigger on, if they touches her, if she can control it, she will not let unluck get triggered. But if she wants someone else to trigger unluck on someone, she might, if she can consciously control it, that'll be really like, even that'll make her ability even more broken. Think of what death would be to my counterpart the whole time through. And yeah, and she's like, what about 1865? What happened? Victor's like, the memory is no use that you're stronger. But if you want to know, just ask Jules. She can tell you. Right. And she's like, how do we get out of here? And he's like, I'll just kiss my counterpart over there on the cheek, and it'll be all fine. Oh no, not the cheek, like a proper kiss. And Andy does that, and yeah, and then Foucault disappears, and Andy's like, don't worry, like, I will just get fused together with my original body, which makes sense because, as we know, this is the memories. So as Andy's memories have changed now, his original self will also change. He will embody his memories now. It's just going to get fused. So it will literally be the same person, like in the outside world as well. So yeah, but obviously Foucault's soul will come out from here and probably go back into her body. So everything will be back to normal again. Right. And that is where this ended. The book closed. As we see, we were at the very first part of the book we were in. Like, it's almost ended and the book closed. Wow. And like, after watching this episode, this explains so many things that are happening in the opening song. First of all, the different pages, why it was like that. I think I said something like maybe the pages refers to the parallel worlds. No, it's not. It's literally the memories. This book and a lot of other things. For example, why Victor is fighting against Andy. This episode literally explains that. All these things were explained. Like, a lot of the questions that we had when we saw the opening, everything has been answered. So there you go. And that is today's episode. Really good episode. And yeah, wow, that is very interesting. Like I said, I had a different way of looking at this in the previous episode. But after watching today's episode, my way of looking at this has completely changed. I thought this was like time leaping, like she's influencing Andy's past. No. The main difference, like the thing that I know now, is that she isn't really influencing Andy's past, but she influenced Andy's memories of his past, which is a lot different than directly influencing his past. So this is a very different thing. And I'm pretty sure I understand everything what happened in today's episode. And yeah, that was really interesting. And now we have, and we also got to see Foucault's new version of power, which has the potential of being able to kill God, which is really good. And obviously Andy's new version of his power as well. So yeah, let's see, where this goes. So that is it. That was my reaction to episode 22. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Undead Unluck. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.